Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to another video. Hope you guys are doing well today. First things first, before we get into the video, I apologise. I always have to have music on in the background. My PC and my room is just so damn ambiently loud. I don't even know if ambiently is a word. It's just so loud in itself that I can't really not have sound on in the background because it's just too loud. Otherwise, it's a horrible background noise. So I think most people would prefer the music. But let's get back into what the video is about today. It's going to be about the 5 things that I think is going to be, or the top 5 things that I think is going to be nerfed in the major upcoming patch, Joseph. My logic for doing this video is that I don't want to tell people, oh, this is going to get nerfed, or this is too strong. I kind of want to tell people that if you're looking at playing different things, different roles, maybe this can edge your choice. Maybe you will go, okay, I was going to play this weapon, but ultimately it probably is going to get nerfed. It probably is a little bit strong. Am I going to want to play it after it gets nerfed? Is that why I'm playing it, because it's strong right now? You might look at it and reconsider because of this. So, yeah, let's get into it. So the first things first, the first weapon, I think no one's going to disagree with this, is the Frost Staff, the one-handed Frost Staff with Freezing Wind. So Freezing Wind offers huge amounts of damage, especially when you combo it with Frost Bomb, Frost Bolt, which you can do that shatter combination for about 1,000 damage at tier 4. Just throw that. That is ridiculous damage. Root, low cooldown, fairly low energy cost, as obviously you do burn through mana quite quickly, but still the energy cost for Freezing Wind in itself isn't huge. 12 meter range, which is massive. You can do so much work with this right now, and I honestly think leave the root alone. I think the root duration is perfect. Bring down the damage just a slight amount. I still like this shatter combination, but it's still too strong, I think. And put the cooldown to 20 seconds base. Now, most casters use an omelette anyway, so they're still going to get reduced sort of 18 seconds, 17 seconds maybe. You can probably get it down to, which just means that he's adding like 4 seconds on it. It's not huge, but I think it's enough just to maybe change the weapon. It syncs up with Frost Bomb a little bit better that way as well, because you can get one Frost Bomb in between every Freezing Wind. So I think that just works better for the weapon, and ultimately I think the weapon's just overtuned for what it is right now. Next on the agenda, Druid Cowl. Now people are going to look at me and go, what are you talking about? Druid Cowls at the moment, we're seeing 1 or 2 per team comp. They're pretty much mandatory in a team comp, otherwise your mana just cannot be sustained. Everyone's using an Eye of Secrets, everyone's using a Druid Cowl. Druid Cowls are just used for everyone. Fire, Frost, even Curse starting to need them with like the leather builds that are coming out. Healers are just mandatory because you burn mana so quickly. I would love to see this have double the energy per second and double the cooldown. Like if you're going to run 2, make it so they're just not spammable. Like at the moment, if you have 2 of these, you can pretty much put one down every like 15 seconds, every 12 seconds. That's just ridiculous. You really can't lose mana. If you've got 1 of these up with an omelette, that's what, 22 seconds or something, maybe 24 seconds. I've got an omelette up right now? I do not. So it's probably like 20 odd seconds, 24, 25 seconds. It's just a little bit extreme for what it actually gives back. I think potentially this is just so strong right now, and other things like Scholar Cow. If your target that gets focused, Scholar Cow gives you a resistances, gives you a defensive. It also gives you a ton of energy if you take damage. That could be an option. Like Royal Cow. Royal Cow is so underused. I've started to use that as Frost recently with one-handed Frost. Obviously, I was talking earlier about how much mana you can burn with one-handed Frost. Royal Cow, I've been using that, and we've had a Druid Cow in our group as well, and I've had no mana issues. It's been so funny. Actually, if you use the spells correctly in the 10 seconds, you can burn more mana in this for 0 cost than you would gain back with a Druid Cow. But no one uses it because Druid Cow is the group thing. So ultimately, I think Druid Cow's just a little bit overtuned right now. I think it's just too strong. I don't really know how you could change it. Maybe just increase the cooldown, make it a bigger cooldown, harder to use. Maybe make it so you can only be affected like once, and you get like you run into the area, you get like a 3-second buff that gives you, I don't know, 10 energy per tick. You get 30 energy back just for running in the area. It saves having to group up on the area as well. So maybe that could be a change. There's a couple of different things they could do with it, but I think ultimately this is just a little bit too strong right now. Moving down then, we have the boot. No, sorry, helmet is the other one I was going to do. So, this is going to be a surprise to some people, I think. Stalker Hood. Now, I've been running Stalker Hood on 2-3 different builds recently. One of these is a Cursed Bomb build. Now, the reason I've been running that is because I can get the 15% damage every single bomb, which is just insanely crazy. That's 15% extra damage on every single bomb guaranteed, and I can do that every time. If they ever get near me and I put a bomb on, like I've actually been assassin boots into people that are low to stick the Mortal Agony on them just before the bomb's about to go off, and I've had over 2k hits on a leather user with Mortal Agony. It's just absolutely insane. You can hit people so hard with this, and it's on a 13-second cooldown. This cooldown has to be doubled. This does almost double damage when you reduce the resistances, when you increase your damage as well. On someone below 50% health, your damage just gets increased by like 50% at least. It is so strong, honestly. I think this cooldown could easily do with just double the cooldown, and I think this would be a stronger weapon. I think this would still be a strong item. People would still use it for them different builds that have the 13-second cooldown. So you've got like swords, axes, daggers. Like daggers, I've played this as dual daggers as well on a 13-second cooldown on your E. You can do work with this thing. You can do so much with it, and people are just not really gaining the full benefit out of it. But ultimately, the people that are like Mohican, we see Mohican running it with his broadsword. He gets a Mighty Agony off every single time before his broadsword, and ultimately that's just really so much damage. If you get below 50%, he can basically one-shot you, and that's just crazy. So yeah, I think this item is just a little bit overtuned. I think it's just a little tad bit too strong. Now, people aren't going to like this one, and I know why. So Assassin Shoes. So Assassin Shoes are on a 20-second base cooldown, 17.4 seconds with my natural just CDR that I've built in my build. It gives you invincibility and move speed. Now, with the changes coming potentially to the Frost Staff, I don't think Assassin Boots need to be as prevalent as they are. Especially since people are running Block as well. Like Block, I like Block. Block is a lowish cooldown, 30 seconds I believe, with immunity, but it stops you being able to attack. You get to move around with it, but it's quite short duration. I like that. That's a cool ability that's quite balanced. It stops you being able to do stupid things without really getting into too much trouble. And ultimately, I think Assassin Shoes just allows the opposite. Assassin Shoes, you can just go a little bit too nuts. In that time while you're invincible, like I play it with Claren, and you can dive in Claren and walk away with the move speed. With Iron Will as well, you get to do so much in that short duration. And it's just on such a short cooldown. I constantly have it off cooldown, just accidentally. You just trip over it and it's off cooldown. So, one that I wouldn't be surprised if it took a slight nerf. I don't want to see anything crazy. Just a little bit more of a cooldown maybe. And give people a reason to run Royal Boots as well. Like, Royal Boots are a good alternative. Long range jump, no move speed, but you're a 12-meter jump. I think this could then start coming into meta a little bit, and you basically choose between the run speed or the increased jump with evasive jump. You can pick between the two. Right now, Assassin Boots is kind of the only thing that people really consider. So moving down. So next one is the Royal Plate Boots. Royal Plate Boots are just broken. They're worded weirdly, but so basically you march to a ground target destination, so you march within 10 meters of around you. While marching, you stack up resistances and move speed, and you gain 17 resistances per stack. Basically, a leather user gets capped resistances, which I believe is 75% damage mitigation. Cloth can get close to it as well. If I think using like the Druid robe, you can also hit it, or the Cleric robe, you can hit resistance cap. Like what? A clothy can be resistance capped is just insane. Move speed increase is just ridiculous as well. It's one of the fastest move speed things other than Wanderlust, I think. And potentially like Hunter Shoes. Super strong. Lots of people are starting to realise it. And ultimately, you're starting to see like cloth chest with plate helmet, soldier helmet to get through the immunity. And then Royal March. And it's just so strong. We've seen Ninja running like... I believe Ninja was running Hellion Hood. Hellion Hood, Cleric, Druid robe, Royal Plate Shoes, and he just does work, and it's just upsetting to see how much damage he can do while being so tanky and just almost impossible to kill tanky as well. And finally, the last thing that I think has already been confirmed that it's going to get nerfed is sticky potions. Now, sticky potions have two effects: 63% move speeding decrease, so slow by 63%. This in itself is mental. It's just crazy. 63% slow is just insane. You pair that up with a frost and stick a frostbolt on you. That's another, what, 10%? Frost bomb, that's another 20%. You can 100% free someone pretty much with a sticky potion underneath them. It's just absolutely insane. The other thing it does is also reduces damage. So I would be okay with sticky pots being a little bit nerfed on the slow. Just have the enemy damage reduction removed completely. Allow DPS to stand in the stickies, as long as, like, it's still going to put them in a bad spot. They're still slow, they can still be kited, but don't reduce the damage. The damage is just insane to have that as well, and it just makes it such a strong defensive cooldown, offensive cooldown, utility cooldown, that you're seeing 3+ in every single team comp. It's just so strong. So these are my 5 that I think are going to be nerfed in the next patch. I'm going to do a video in the next couple of days of things I think are going to be buffed in the next patch, or things I'd like to see buffed in the next patch. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and comment. Let me know what you enjoyed. Tell me if you like, disagree, agree with this list. Other than that, guys, thank you for watching, and catch you later. Goodbye.